Thi Hieu Hien is on her first trip abroad in the Swiss capital, Bern. The 12-year-old from Da Nang, Viet Nam, is not your average tourist. She's here to collect the first prize in the Universal Postal Union's International Letter Writing Competition for young people. Since 1971, the UPU has encouraged children around the world to write a letter on a certain theme. In 2010, 2 million children from more than 60 countries participated, writing on HIV/AIDS. This theme was chosen to coincide with a global HIV awareness campaign in post offices launched in 2009 by the UPU with partners UNAIDS, the International Labour Organization and Global Union. Hieu Hien's letter is addressed to Chinese filmmaker Zhang Zimu. It describes the prejudices about HIV and AIDS she witnesses among people she knows. She tells Uncle Zhang how she hopes to use the medium of film to fight prejudice.
Dear Uncle Zhang, I had the idea of writing to you only after hearing at school about the 39th UPU International Letter Writing Competition for young people and its theme of the fight against AIDS. In order to find out more about the subject for my composition, I spoke to several people to see how they understand AIDS and protect themselves. To begin with, I asked my grandmother. She told me, at my age, I have no idea what this AIDS virus is. I heard that it lives in people of loose morals. Do not get near them or you will catch it. Can you imagine? My poor grandmother knows nothing about AIDS.
But before Hieu Hien picks up her prize, she goes on a tour of Bern's old city. It's cold and rainy, but Hieu Hien doesn't seem to notice.
Beautiful, lovely, and very good.
Accompanied by a delegation of officials from the Vietnamese Ministry of Communications, Hieu Hien has two things on her mind: toys and chocolate.
Chocolate very delicious and is very famous in Switzerland, in the world.
In Vietnam, some 1.3 million children take part in the letter-writing competition. 2010 was the first time the Southeast Asian nation won the competition. Dang Thi Thu, from the Information and Communications Ministry, explains how participation in the competition is organised nationally.
Since we're participating in the competition, we do a lot to encourage the young people to participate in, to improve their knowledge on the social activities, and with a little bit support them to do by set up the national committee, and we after finish the writing competition, we choose the best one, and then we also have some awards.
Then it's off to the UPU Monument, which recently celebrated its 100th birthday, before moving on to the UPU headquarters itself. At the ceremony, the young laureate introduces herself to the conference hall, packed with delegates from the UPU's 191 member countries. They listen intently to the young laureate.
This competition allows younger people around the world to develop skills in composition, enrich their creativity, and express their thoughts and feelings on important issues that concern everyone.
The UNAIDS Director of Partnerships, Hedia Belhaj, is also there.
Young people remain at the center of the AIDS epidemic and the response in terms of increasing rates of HIV infection, vulnerability, and they are also the main agents of change. Initiatives such as the letter writing competition, which specifically target young people, are an ideal starting point. That means that 2 million children have started thinking about HIV. have started asking questions to parents and peers, and teachers have taken the opportunity to discuss issues around AIDS in class.
UPU Director General Edouard Dayan personally presents Hieu Hien with her prize. Then it's over to the paparazzi and many photo calls.
Suddenly, it occurs to me, what if I had a talent for filmmaking like you? I would start making top-quality films about AIDS straight away to raise people's awareness. Uncle Zhang, my first film would be about a moving love story. It would be romantic and tragic. The main characters would fall madly in love, but could not get married because one of them has AIDS. The following film would be called To Die, and would be as highly regarded as your To Live. The message would be, he does not want to die young, but will because he doesn't know that death lurks in every risk he takes, such as having unsafe sex or sharing needle.
Later, Hieu Hien is interviewed by journalists and introduced to one of the competition's judges. Hieu Hien's letter touched Judge Flory McClung from the United States Postal Service for tragic personal reasons.
We lost two people to AIDS, and it's still very much a part of who I am, who my family is, and the emotions that came out were very heartfelt. This one certainly was very moving and a worthwhile subject.
At the end of the day, a happy but tired winner takes time out to write her mother a letter about her trip to Bern. In 2011, the competition is celebrating its 40th anniversary with an environmental theme, in line with the International Year of Forests. Children are invited to imagine they are a tree living in a forest, and to write a letter to someone to explain why it's important to protect forests.